The National Guard is now on the ground in LA. And folks, this looks like it might be the real deal. And what I mean by that is that they've been trying to duplicate the 2020 George Floyd riots and protests, the Summer of Love. They've been trying to catch lightning in a bottle again. They've been trying to run it back. They've been trying to duplicate what they did before, but up until this point, nothing has really caught on in the way that the George Floyd BLM riots did. They've tried several different things. They've used several different stories, and none of them really caught on in the way that they hoped it would. But this, what's going on right now in LA and what will undoubtedly be spreading across America in the coming days and weeks, I think this is the real deal. I think we are headed into another summer of chaos. And by the end of it, many portions of LA will look unrecognizable. Some portions of LA will look like a war-torn Ukraine or something along those lines soon. And the reason why I say that is because now they have announced that there is going to be like 30 straight days of ICE raids and ICE activities in LA. For the next 30 days at least, and I would assume it's going to be more, because of the protest and the riots. I think a lot of the things that these ICE agents are there to do, some of their activities and plans may be delayed, may be pushed back, because they're dealing with a lot of chaos and a lot of pushback from people. But right now, it's being reported that at the very least, for the next 30 days, we're going to see ICE raids in LA. And regardless of how you feel about those raids, a lot of you support them. Some of you may be against them. Regardless of how you feel about them, this means 30 days or more, most likely more, of straight chaos in LA. The protest that we've seen over the last couple of days, that's just the beginning. And if anything, I think what the activity that we've seen on the streets over the past couple of days, I think that's relatively small compared to what we are going to be seeing in the near future. They already got several protests planned for today. And we know by the end of the night, they'll be smashing into gas stations and what have you. But the National Guard is on the ground. We have people in charge here that seem to be taking things more serious than the last administration. So I don't know how the reaction will be. I don't know how hard they will crack down on these protesters. But I know that things are going to get really bad. And that's why I say this right here, folks, I think this is the real deal. We've seen several different protests. We've seen things kick off. And we all feel like, oh my God, here we go again. And then it really fizzles out and turns into nothing. I don't think this is going to fizzle out. I mean, if the ICE raids last for at least 30 days, then it's not going to fizzle out for at least 30 days. So we are going to see a long period of stretched out chaos in LA. And by the end of it, it's going to look like another wildfire hit the area. Even though we know those wildfires are started by some of the same people that are probably in the streets protesting right now.
But attacking law enforcement, obviously unacceptable. And you can see how quickly the Trump... Okay, so they're throwing somebody just threw a bottle at law enforcement? They're throwing bottles at law enforcement? Okay, we're going to move back. We're going to move back. We're going to move back. We're going to stay at a safe distance. So what you saw there, that was law enforcement protecting themselves. That was The National Guard protecting themselves. They're firing more. Okay, so we have the flashbangs going off. We have the flashbangs going off right now. That is because there were several protesters who threw things at the officer.
Christina, we want to make sure you stay safe. It's obviously getting more and more confrontational there. We want to make sure you stay safe, and certainly don't be breathing in that tear gas, which it appears is going to be coming at you in volumes there. Again, this is...
Pull back for now.
Yeah, please do. This is happening live in Los Angeles. Protesters who are angry that Immigrations and Customs Enforcement has been arresting and getting ready to deport people who are in this country illegally, but not just, garden variety illegal immigrants. They are going after the worst of the worst. We're going to show you in a few moments some of the people who have been arrested.
So as I'm recording these videos, I also have my eye on what's going down on the ground out in LA. And as of right now, it looks like they are cracking down quicker and harder than they did back during the BLM riots in 2020. Now, will this be effective is the question. Cracking down harder, is this going to stop the protest? Or is this going to cause even more people to take to the streets? I don't know right now. You have to understand where they're at. This is happening in LA. And my best guess is that things are going to get worse before they get better. My best guess is that this crackdown is going to, in ways, have the opposite effect. I think maybe it will stop the protest in the long run, but in the short term, I think this is going to cause even more people to come out and start acting crazy. So we'll see how things go. But Donald Trump just made a statement about this. Let's go ahead and take a look. A once great American city, Los Angeles, has been invaded and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals. Now violent insurrectionist mobs are swarming and attacking our federal agents to try and stop our deportation operations. But these lawless riots only strengthen our resolve. I am directing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, in coordination with all other relevant departments and agencies, to take all such action necessary to liberate Los Angeles from the migrant invasion and put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored, the illegals will be expelled, and Los Angeles will be set free. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So Trump is out here saying, hey, I'm giving everyone the authorization to do whatever you guys deem necessary to stomp out these riots and to get these people out of Los Angeles. So I think it's kind of safe to assume that things can and most likely will get ugly here. And I think this is exactly what the left and the Democrats want. They want some photo ops. They want things to go bad. They want things to spiral out of control. They want to see the National Guard or something lay one of these people out. That's what they're actually hoping for, so they can turn it around and use it against Trump and MAGA and all of that other stuff. So when looking at this situation, I think we all need to look at it from multiple angles. I think that is very, very important, especially in today's day and age, because not everything is what it seems, and there's always multiple agendas at play here. You think that the left wants Trump to not send the National Guard? Do you think the left wants Trump not to do this or not to do that? No, they want him to crack down as much as possible, so then they can point the finger and say, oh my God, look at what he did. That's what they want. But also, we just got to be careful. I agree with getting these people who are here illegally out of our country, but we got to be careful about how much power we give to people. We got to be careful that we don't see another Patriot Act type of situation slipped on us. And I'm starting to see the makings of that some places where I look. So all I'm saying is, as some of you all are cheering on these deportations, and like I said, I want to get a lot of these people out of our country as well, but we got to be careful not to just cheer this stuff on while not paying attention to what else is going on. Because I think, and there have been some hints at other things being implemented here that I don't agree with, but I'm going to have to make a separate video about that. As of right now, though, Los Angeles is a war zone. And I think it's going to continue to be a war zone for at least the next 30 days. And probably longer. And right now, I mean, you could already go ahead and just write LA off. We know all hell is going to be breaking loose in LA for the foreseeable future. Right now, I'm wondering, where is this going to pop off next? I think places like New York, I think that's an obvious answer. Then, of course, you got your places like, Portland and Seattle. Maybe those are other obvious answers. But I think there are going to be places where some stuff can pop off where stuff usually doesn't pop off. There could be pockets in Florida where things pop off. Little pockets in the South where people aren't really anticipating chaos to break loose, but it can and probably will. Because a lot of what is happening is by design. And we know that because we've seen this playbook before. We've seen all of this implemented before. A lot of people that are taking to the streets, they don't care about these issues. They don't care about these causes. They want to cause chaos. They want to loot. They want to riot. A lot of people are bored at home. They'd rather be in the streets doing crazy stuff. Some of these people are bought and paid for. There's just a lot at play. It's a very complicated situation. It may seem simple. It may seem as if it's just as simple as, oh, there are some illegal immigrants and we need to get them out. But it's really not that simple. There's different forces at play here, folks. And like I said, you got to understand that the powers that be, they're always slipping one on us. They're always slipping things on us. When there's chaos, there's always solutions. So when I'm looking at some of this chaos, and I know that a lot of these politicians willingly just allowed our country to be flooded with these people, you have to ask yourself why. Did some of them want chaos to happen so then they could step forward with a solution or an answer? Often when bad things happen in this country or chaos breaks out in this country, there are solutions and answers that politicians come forward with. And these solutions and answers are always infringing upon our privacy and our rights. So getting the illegal immigrants out of here is okay. But implementing certain things like what I've heard talked about, some of that is not okay. And we got to be careful. Because whatever power is being used against these people right now that you may agree with, that power can and will be turned against you possibly in the future. So, I don't know. I just feel like when I look at this, a lot of this is by design. A lot of this was bound to happen. And I'm just really, really skeptical about certain things that are going on. I'm not skeptical about deporting illegal immigrants. I'm skeptical about what may come with that. But for now, you guys let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you would like to donate to the channel, you could do so via Cash App or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. But I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.